Let's talk home sleep studies. Doing a home sleep study has really streamlined. There is a little device that looks like a watch that you wear on your wrist. There is a sophisticated little pulse ox that you wear on your finger. And there's a device that sits right over your sternum to monitor your heart. So you're not hooked up to all these cords anymore, and you get to do the study in the comfort of your own home. Why might your doctor want you to do a sleep study to begin with? Well, they care about you, want you safe on the road, keeping everyone else safe, and they want to help keep early onset dementia at bay. Firstly, obstructive sleep apnea can lead to drowsy driving and motor vehicle crashes. Motor vehicle accidents are 2 to 3 times more common among patients with obstructive sleep apnea than without sleep apnea. Secondly, obstructive sleep apnea can induce or worsen inattention, memory, and cognitive defects, which together can result in impaired executive function and increase the likelihood of errors and accidents. Additional neuropsychiatric manifestations include moodiness and irritability, as well as depression, psychosis, and sexual dysfunction. Thirdly, patients with obstructive sleep apnea are at increased for systemic hypertension, coronary artery disease, cardiac arrhythmias, heart failure, stroke, and pulmonary hypertension, or right heart failure. It makes it harder for people with untreated sleep apnea to lose weight as well. Patients with sleep apnea have an increased prevalence of insulin resistance as well as type 2 diabetes. As well, patients with obstructive sleep apnea, especially those with severe obstructive sleep apnea, have a 2 to 3-fold increased prevalence of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So lots of fat there in the liver. They have an increased risk of developing gout compared to patients who don't have it. And one large retrospective study, this is a looking backward study from a French cohort, suggested a possible association between cancer and nocturnal hypoxemia in patients being investigated for obstructive sleep apnea. For these reasons and more, cut your doctor some slack when they recommend a sleep study. In many cases, you don't have to go to a sleep study center to be hooked up to all kinds of wires anymore. And it really couldn't be easier to get a home sleep study test at home. Thank you for joining us today, our healthcare team. We hope you'll join us next time. Bye-bye.